Om Swastiastu. Thank you for the opportunity. Today, I'm going to present the materials and the summary about audiolingual method and also total physical response. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Niputwa Yuswardini from Denpasar class of Undiksa University. For your information, this presentation will be divided into two subtopics. So let's start. For the first one is about audiolingual method. The first topic is about audiolingual method. This method has developed in 1950 until 1970, especially for US Army, because in the war, uh, the army have to learn about so many new languages, so they have to practice the new language directly. That's why drilling method is the main technique of this topic of this method, and then uh, there are some more characteristic of audiolingual methods, such as um, it use structural and also comes from the behaviorism, because we have special behaviorism of learning language. It can be constructed into some parts. The first is stimulus. So the teacher gives the stimulus to the students by using oral language, direct language. And then after the student got the stimulus from the teacher, they will respond. They will respond by repeating and also practice the language directly, like drilling. And the final result is reinforcement. So that's some main characteristic of this method. And then next, it also have the main goals. The main goals of audiolingual method is to make the student communicate directly. So this is the main purpose. The teacher speak or the teacher give example and then repeat by the students. And also the main idea of this method also, the teachers who take the control for the students. So teachers prepare everything, and also teacher will give the feedback, and also focusing of the accuracy. So accuracy is really important for this method. That's all for the audiolingual method. Now let's move to the next method, which is total physical response. So as the name mentioned, total physical response. So the main idea of this method is we are using our physical movement as the response. So this method developed by Usher, as well as the audiolingual method before. This method, total physical response, also comes and then focusing for the behaviorism of learning. And also the next idea is the command or the instruction give orally, also oral language. And also the student will be response by showing their physical movement, so like jump, sit, touch something, touch your body parts, and so on. So this method mostly used for teaching the young learners or early language learners. Why? Because the mission of this method is to make the lesson or learning process is more fun and also avoid the stress. That's why the developer of this method uh, pay attention of uh, the learning process, like listen first, speak later. So this method is not focusing, not really focusing in the accuracy. So that's about the introduction of audiolingual method and also total physical response. For the next part, we will discuss about the similarities and the differences of these two methods. Alright, the next point is about the similarity of audiolingual method and total physical response. The first point that I will explain is about the role of the teacher. So in the both method, teacher is the center. So we can say that both of this method using teacher-centered learning. So teacher prepares for the materials, teachers prepare the control, take the control for uh, the class environment. The teacher also will give feedback for every response that given by the students. And also the next similarities is both of this method use oral language. So start from listening and then end by speaking. The student will be speak or maybe just response by using their body movement for the total physical response. And additionally, these methods have the similar goal, which is to make the students can communicate, use their communication skills. And the last one and the most important things, this method comes from the behaviorism. And for the last part, we are going to discuss about the differences of these methods. All right, since we are comparing between these two methods, there must be some differences between audiolingual method and also total physical response. So let's talk about audiolingual method first. The main differences is this method have focus in listen and speak to drill directly. It must be directly. And the main method, and the main technique that used in this method is drilling. The key of this method is drilling. And then, since it use various of drilling technique, um, this method push the students to speak directly, must be speak at the time the stimulus given by the teacher. And also, since this method is really focusing in accuracy, so the errors are not tolerated. It must be clarified and also revised at the moment the students learn. And the last one, since there are so many pressure in drilling, this method will make the students stressful because they have to push themselves to practice and speak and give response directly, exactly at the moment. Next, we continue with total physical response. So, I can say this method is the opposite. Somehow, this is the opposite of audiolingual method. Why? Because this method uh, make a goal. The purpose is listen first. The student just listen first, and then they can speak later, or by the time they are ready to speak. But as the response, they will show their body movement or any movement based on the instruction or the command. And also listen, this method show the step, which is listen and act through the body movement. And in order to make this method less stressful, um, the teacher will show indirect revision for the error. So error is still tolerated in this method. And the last one, this is the thing that make total physical response is really interesting, because the mission of the teacher who use this method is make the classroom environment fun as possible, and also reduce the stress. That's why once again I say that this method is really suitable for the young learners. So that's all for the explanation of the summary. Thank you for watching, and I really welcome for the feedback. Thank you and have a good day.